And I remember going into their office and said to me, "I'm sorry, we already have enough Black girls." And when I heard those words, and those words always stuck to me. Till this day, I can never forget those words. You know, a lot of people think that when you win a title that you are supposed to be someone different, you're supposed to be changed. But I'm the same girl that won Miss Universe Canada before I won Miss Universe Canada. I have not changed. Has my life changed? I don't think my life has changed in the sense that I don't think anything extravagant has happened, but I do have a bigger platform. So I guess you could say in that aspect, my life did change. I never really lived in South Sudan. I was born in Kenya, and my mother and I fled to Kenya during the Civil War that was happening in South Sudan. So I was conceived in Kenya. So in '97, we were reunited with the rest of my family in Ethiopia, in a refugees camp in Ethiopia. And shortly after that, I was selected to come to Canada with my cousin. That was at 6 years old. We ended up in Newfoundland first, Newfoundland, Labrador. It's in the Maritimes in Canada. It's not a very big province. So we ended up there. I would say I adapted quite easily. You know, children are very adaptable. They're curious, so they want to learn. So because I was so young when I came here, I didn't really experience culture shock as much as like someone who would have come here at an older age. I learned the language really fast because again, I was a child that when children are young, they're like sponges, they absorb every information. And I love learning. So because of that, I was able to pick up the language right away. Yeah, Canada's been my only home. It's the only home that I know about South Sudan because I don't really know much about it as opposed to what I've learned from like reading and what my parents and my family members tell me, but I've never actually lived there. Yeah, the last time I've seen my family members, my immediate family, was when I left to come to Canada. So that was over 20 years ago. Yes, it's not very frequent. It's not very frequent because my mother isn't actually, she's in a UN camp. So because she's there, communication is not, we don't communicate as much as I'd like for us to communicate. You know, the network is not always bad. There's also, you know, lack of finances. So it's difficult. I don't talk to them as much as I'd like to, but I'm hoping to change that going forward. Of course, it's been over 20 years since I've seen them. Not a day goes by that I don't miss them, but at the same time, I don't want to think about things that I can't change. You know, if I just think about them being in Africa, it'll make me sad. So I'm trying to find ways in which I can better my life and also help them back home. It's a very different world over there. Pageantry is not really celebrated, and they're not really aware of what that means. So they have congratulated me, but I don't think they understand what it means for me to win, especially representing Canada, being the second Black woman in 31 years to win the title of Miss Universe Canada. So it's very unfortunate that they don't know what that means. I really wish that they could celebrate this momentum with me, but it's okay. At age 15, I lived on my own up until university. So I lived on my own, and I got a scholarship, and I played basketball afterwards. I moved to New York in 2014. So right after the pageant, my first time competing. And when I got there, I realized that modeling was a lot harder than it seemed. I wasn't getting a lot of positive feedback. I was told things like, you're too tall, we already have Black girls that look like you. You know, I just heard a lot of no's. Like, so New York didn't really welcome me at the time. So then after that, I moved to Vancouver. Yeah, I remember hearing things, even in Canada. I remember I went to this one modeling agency, and they're well known all over the world. One of the top 5s for sure. And I remember going into their office and said to me, "I'm sorry, we already have enough Black girls." And when I heard those words, and those words always stuck to me till this day, I can never forget it, because it just boggles my mind that he thought it was okay to say that, and that there was a limit of how many Black girls they can have on their roster. I don't think he would ever say to a Caucasian girl, "I'm sorry, we have enough Caucasian women on our roster." So I just thought that would, you know, it was, as a young girl to hear those words. I was 16 years old when I heard those words. And I said, wow, I can't wait to make it so I can go back to that office and say, guess what? that Black girl that you did not hire, look where she is now. You know, before winning Miss Universe Canada, I can't really say that I've ever experienced bullying in this magnitude. I don't think I've ever had people, you know, call me names because of the color of my skin. I can say that I've been so lucky, because this does definitely happen. I've been so lucky that I've never experienced that kind of negativity until I won Miss Universe Canada. I've never been told that I was ugly because of the color of my skin, at least not to my face. I'm sure people think that behind closed doors, but never to my face, or like never, you know, by strangers online. So when I saw those words, it just really shows that when you win a title, you open yourself up to so many different people, so many different views. You can't let them validate who you are. Just because someone does not think you're attractive, they don't think you're amazing, that does not mean that you are not those things. So to anyone who experiences this kind of bullying or this negativity, take it with a grain of salt. You know, you are much better than these words that these people are spewing towards you. You are amazing in your own right, and not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. You know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Not everyone is going to find you attractive, and that is fine. Don't, you know, strive to please everyone. Just try to please yourself.